Look, this year has been absolutely crazy. Tons of people are losing their jobs, many industries are going through huge struggles, and basically businesses are closing left, right, and center. Many of you watching this video may have even been directly affected. Maybe you lost your job, you got your hours cut, or you know someone in your family who directly lost their job. Needless to say, it's been pretty crazy. But what I've noticed is that this whole craziness that has happened in the world has sparked people's interest in making money online and seeking income from a different source rather than their regular 9 to 5. So we could sit here and we could talk about the tragedies that have happened this year, or what we could do is we could choose to spend our time looking at businesses and specifically online businesses that you can start with zero startup costs. So personally, I think that's a better idea. I think we should sit down and we should discuss what businesses you can start if you don't really have a whole lot of experience and you don't have any money to invest into it. So a quick disclaimer, when I say that there's no money involved in these businesses, what I mean is that there's no heavy startup investment. Okay, so to start these businesses, they are purely online businesses, meaning that you don't need to buy stock or inventory or hire people straight away. Now, of course, if you choose to go down the route of one of these online businesses, you may choose to enroll in a course, a program, or a mentorship, and that is completely up to you. And that is something that a lot of people do because it speeds up the learning curve and guarantees you to reach success a lot quicker. Now, that is not necessary by any means. You can start these off without any help. It's just going to be slightly harder for you. But again, these are not necessary. They're just things that will help you along the way. So before we get into the top 3 online businesses that you can start before 2021 that don't require any capital investment and no money up front, make sure you've hit the like button and make sure you're already subscribed and that you've got notifications turned on. Also, stay tuned to the end. I'm going to be giving away a personal bonus tip that I use to make a lot more money online. So if you've been following me for a while, whether that's on Instagram, TikTok, or here on YouTube, you'll know that I love SMMA, which stands for Social Media Marketing Agency. It just wouldn't be fair for me to make a video like this without mentioning SMMA. So SMMA is essentially a business model where you find businesses that need help with their marketing. So it's essentially a business model where you find businesses that need help with an aspect of their marketing. This could be they need a website made, this could be that they need help with their Facebook ads, or this could be something like social media management. So what happens is these businesses pay you a monthly retainer for doing a management job for them. Whether you run the ads, you manage their Instagram page, or you build them a website, you'll usually get paid on a monthly basis. Now, this is not something new and revolutionary. In fact, you have seen marketing agencies like this operate for years. The McDonald's ad that you saw last week was most likely organized and paid for by McDonald's to a marketing and an ad agency. Of course, that is just an example of this on a much bigger scale. The ad agency that works with McDonald's obviously has hundreds of staff members and huge expenses. You, on the other hand, if you want to start this off, you can start off just by yourself with no cash. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, hey, I don't have a lot of marketing experience, or this whole marketing world is relatively new to me. And that's not really a problem. If you have experience with marketing, it's going to give you an advantage for sure. But you can quickly learn one of these in-demand services, whether that's copywriting, social media marketing, or Facebook ads, relatively quickly. You're not going to become an expert or a master at one of these within a couple of months, but you can learn it to a decent degree where you can offer that to businesses. You just need to be good enough to where you're better than the business owner. You could be speaking to a business owner of a protein powder company who is about 40. The company is relatively young and he doesn't have any experience with social media. You might come in as a teenager, and because you know social media and how it works, you actually know more than him. And for that, that person will actually gladly pay you if you can demonstrate your value to them. So to learn these skills, there's tons of free courses out there. There's tons of videos on YouTube. I've even made a couple myself about how you can learn Facebook ads, content creation, and other things like that. Now, for those of you that already have a skill, you're in a great position, right? Maybe you know some graphic design, you know how to use Photoshop, or maybe you know how to do really good video editing. You can start offering those services and test the waters out with that. So the first step is to learn how to do that service. And once you've dialed in what service you're going to offer and you know that you're relatively competent in it, the second step now is to find a type of business that you want to work with. So you want to look for businesses, like I said, that you actually want to work with, that you have a passion about. If you love sports, work with sports companies. If you like going to the gym, work with gyms or personal trainers. It just makes sense to pick something you're actually passionate about, and this is going to actually help you sell them as well, because you're going to be able to relate to them on a personal level. Now, of course, you also want to look for businesses that have money to spend. There's not a whole lot of point going to your local pub or restaurant that is relatively new and isn't very big. They're not going to have a huge budget for their marketing. Now, I'll be completely honest, this is the hardest part. Finding those businesses and convincing them to pay you, that's the hard part. Delivering the service is way easier. Anybody can become a master at Facebook ads, video editing, or any service, but the real skill is finding businesses and being able to pitch them and getting them to actually pay you. And that's the part that I struggled with for a very long time. But after signing my first client, I was actually able to build my agency up to a 6-figure run rate within about 60 days. So if you do want to learn directly from me on a weekly basis and get access to my full program on how I built a 6-figure agency, check out the link in the description and you can check out the 6-figure accelerator program. Okay, so that's enough about SMMA and social media marketing agencies. Now, the second best online business that you can start that doesn't require any money for you to get started is to start a personal brand. Before I started producing business related content on TikTok and YouTube, I actually built a personal brand before around health and fitness. And through that, I grew mainly on Instagram and I sold nutrition and training programs and coaching. And believe it or not, but I actually still use that today, and I just keep it separate from my business profile. In around March or April, that's when I decided that I was going to give TikTok a shot and use it, build up this brand, which is my business focused personal brand. A few months after I started that, then I launched the YouTube channel again. All right, so the first thing that you got to do if you want to start a personal brand is that you've got to go somewhere where there's a lot of attention. Okay, so for me, I went to TikTok because, as you know, you can post a video and it can get 200 views, and you can post another video that's very, very similar and isn't even very good quality and could get 100 or 200k views. So a platform like TikTok is something that you should take advantage of, something that has this rapid growth potential and virality that's going to help you actually get a lot of views, a lot of followers, and then hence a lot of money short after that. So that's step number one, get onto an explosive platform. Step number two is to find your niche. I recommend going into health, wealth, or relationships niche. As you can tell from that previous personal brand that I had, that was in the health niche. This brand is in the wealth niche, but if you're into relationships and that kind of thing, of course you could go into that niche as well. The third thing I want you to do is to pick a consistent posting schedule. For me, I post 3 times a day on TikTok and I post 2 to 3 times a week on YouTube. I do that religiously and I know that that's going to pay off for me. And the last thing you got to do is you've got to come up with a way to actually monetize your personal brand. Now, this is something that you definitely don't need to worry about right now. You don't even need to worry about this until you have at least a few thousand followers or subscribers. But it is something to be aware of. This could be in the form of coaching, mentoring, monetization on YouTube or TikTok. It could be brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate links, anything like that. Basically, anybody you watch on TikTok or YouTube probably is making money from it in one way, shape, or form. So the third online business we're going to look at is freelancing. As a freelancer, you can do absolutely anything. You could be a video editor, a graphic designer, a virtual assistant. You could even be a social media marketer. You could literally do anything. To see the wide range of jobs that people are actually doing as freelancers, you can head over to fiverr.com or upwork.com and just have a look through all of the jobs that people are doing. So freelancing is very similar to SMMA, and the main premise here is that you've got to find an in-demand service, right? So something businesses actually need and will pay you money for. You don't necessarily need to find a specific type of business you want to work with for freelance. But what I do recommend is you get yourself onto fiverr.com and upwork.com and you start off and you undercharge your services. The reason I say that is because success on these platforms comes from you having a lot of reviews. And to get a lot of reviews, you're going to have to do a lot of work and you're going to need people to actually trust you and pay you to begin with. What I recommend here is to start off with a rate cheaper than your hourly rate. Do this to build up reviews, to get some jobs, and to ultimately just build up your portfolio and your case study. Then what you can do once you've got a few under your belt is you can increase your price because you've got more value to demonstrate now. Now, I don't recommend you being a freelancer forever. I think freelancing is a great way to start making money online, but I don't think it's the most suited for long-term online income. I recommend starting with freelancing, and then once you've proven to yourself that you've got a service businesses need, you're finding a way to actually get clients, then I would move into the agency space. With the agency space, of course, you can hire other people to do work for you, and everything becomes a lot easier to scale up. Now, as I promised at the very beginning, I said that I was going to give you a bonus tip, something that I use personally that helps me make a lot more money money online. And this is the art of becoming the middleman and arbitrage. So this little golden nugget is actually the art of becoming the middleman and the art of finding arbitrage opportunities. So finding a service that businesses need and finding someone, a contractor or a freelancer, to do that work for you, outsourcing that work for them, and basically charging a difference is very, very powerful. So for example, you get paid $500 per month to create content for a business, and you find a freelancer that can do that for $150 per month. You then become the middleman and you're essentially getting paid for that exchange. So your profit as the middleman is about $350. So what you do here is you find someone such as a freelancer or a contractor in a lower cost country, and you can just avail of lower cost wages. This is something that every business does. You're probably thinking that it sounds a bit weird, and why would a business pay you $500 per month if they know that someone's getting $150, and ultimately they don't know that the freelancer or the contractor is getting $150. The clearest example I can give to you about this is that you find a business who is based in LA. So you find a business that are based in LA, okay? And they're happy to pay you $500 or $600 per month for content creation. For LA, that is pretty standard, and I would say that's actually very, very cheap. What you do then is you find a freelancer based in the Philippines or in Thailand or another country where the wages are just a lot lower. So you find the minimum wage that they expect to get, and you can offer to pay them that for consistent work. Again, that might cost you just $150 for the entire month of content, and you've got this nice profit margin between the two. Now, it goes a bit deeper than that. The art of becoming a middleman or middlewoman is essentially just finding something that businesses need, packaging up a bunch of services and offering that to them as a pre-made solution. So I could find a business that's trying to move on to TikTok, right? So they have a good Instagram presence and they're just starting on TikTok. What I could do to them is I could say, look guys, I can help you. And what I can do for you is I can create videos, I can edit them, I can give you viral video ideas, and from there you guys can just pay me a monthly fee for that. I'm just bundling up a bunch of services and offering it to them in this pre-made package that will give them a lot of value. You can literally use this idea of being the middleman or middlewoman, and you can use this for absolutely anything, right? You could offer photography services to real estate agents, and you could never pick up a camera because you just find a really good photographer who doesn't have a lot of work and wants consistent work. You offer them work. You find this real estate agent that's going to improve their listing with new photography, and you collect the profit difference. Ultimately, it's a win-win. The real estate agent wins, you win, and so does the photographer. All right, guys, so those are the 3 top online businesses that I recommend you looking into to maybe start before 2021. And again, these are ones that don't require you to invest any money at all. Thank you so much for watching this far. Obviously, I would love if you could like the video, drop a comment below, and subscribe if you are new. And as always, I will see you in the next video.